Last night, newcomer Jose Abreu and the White Sox came to town, and it was the same old story for the Southsiders, an Athletics victory. The A's have taken 6 straight from Chicago here in Oakland and 40 of 55 since 2001 right here at the O.co. Tonight, the latest addition to the Athletics rotation, Drew Pomeranz makes his second start. The young lefty was solid last week, getting the win versus Seattle and catapulting this current 5-game winning streak. After a rough start to the homestand, the A's will be looking to finish it up strong. It's the A's and the White Sox, and it's coming up next. Well, the heat wave in the Bay Area continues. It is a very warm night at the O.co Coliseum for Game 2 of the series. Paul Konerko, he is in the lineup tonight for the White Sox, really one of the all-time great White Sox players. And Drew Pomeranz is going to get the start tonight for the Athletics. The A's are hot. They have won 5 in a row as we get set for Game 2 of the series. It's the White Sox and the Athletics coming up on Comcast Sportsnet, California. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Second start for Drew Pomeranz. He was very good in his first start. Ray, he may not be ready to throw 110 pitches yet, but I think if he gets 5 or 6 innings, I think the A's will be thrilled.
Yeah, that's great, Kuip. 68 pitches in his first start. Kurt Young said about 80 for tonight. Great pitcher because look what he's doing. He's pitching out of the stretch all the time. He refined his delivery. He thought too many moving parts out of the windup. He came into spring training, started working out of the stretch. He is doing that even as a starter. Pretty good athlete also, recovering on this ball back up the middle. Sneaky fastball, a great knuckle curve, and I think he's well suited for the rotation because he has been a starter in the past.
In the offseason, Paul Konerko said, this will be my final year, and I think he probably said, hey, my final year has to be with the Chicago White Sox. He's a big fan favorite, and he's been a terrific player for a long time.
Well, he's still a pretty good fastball hitter as well, as Bartolo Colon and the A's have found out when he's come to the Coliseum. He loves the fastball. No matter how old you might think a man might be, he can still handle a fastball. Did it in Chicago. A very, very good player, and as Robin Ventura's manager said, definitely a team player with 3 first basemen, 3 DHs. Paulie's in there tonight, as they call him, because he's first baseman. It's a left-handed pitcher, but he has been a team player all season already for the White Sox.
And he's looking to add to that career home run total, sitting at 435. So the A's are hot. The White Sox are struggling. Sox have lost 3 in a row. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back to the Coliseum in just a moment.
Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet. And by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
So Drew Pomeranz and the Oakland A's take the field. A's looking for their 6th consecutive win. They hung on for a win last night, 5-4 for the White Sox, trying to make it 2-in-a-row over the Sox. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend, 84 degrees. We just don't see that number very often here at the Coliseum for first pitch of a night game. It is just gorgeous. Nice and warm, comfortable, and it's going to be even warmer tomorrow. So A's fans will enjoy this weather, no question about it. Let's look at the lineup for the Chicago White Sox. Longest pass list tonight. We think it belongs to Marcus Semien. He's from the Bay Area, and he is the starting third baseman and hitting leadoff. Beckham at second, Abreu the DH, Viciedo in left, Ramirez at short, Paul Konerko. 18 career home runs against the A's. He's at first. Moises Sierra in right, Tyler Flowers will catch, and Lori Garcia is the center fielder.
It's not Gillespie at third?
It is not.
Drew Pomeranz is there, though, and out of the stretch, and we expect him to continue to pitch out of the stretch position, making his second start. His first was the beginning of this 5-game winning streak here at the Coliseum. Second game of the doubleheader against the Mariners, combined shutout. Pomeranz in the A's bullpen, including Dan Otero. So looks like he's the rotation, and he is pitching out of the stretch right from the beginning, which is great.
Defensively, this is what the A's look like. Cespedes in left, Gentry in center, Reddick in right. Callaspo starts at third tonight. And then Lowry at short, Sogard at second, Moss at first with Norris catching. And we are set for baseball from the Coliseum. So Josh Donaldson getting the night off. Callaspo will play third. And Pomeranz, as he does from the stretch, the first pitch of the ball game is in for strike.
First pitch.
So we are underway. Game 2 of the series. Pomeranz facing the leadoff man, Marcus Semien.
This game is so much about the confidence players have in themselves, whether hitters, pitchers, whatever. And for Drew Pomeranz, the confidence he has in himself, pitching out of the stretch. Although it might look a little different as a starting pitcher, starting the game out of the stretch, but he's not the first to do it. But he's comfortable, and why not stay the way that you're comfortable? And he's pitched great, since eliminating a lot of moving parts out of the windup.
0-2 pitch. Fastball is high. Marcus Semien is from San Francisco. Went to St. Mary's High School in Berkeley and went to Cal. So he is back home, and that's why we figured he's got a nice long ticket list.
Probably had the band out here for his honor tonight, center field.
So he's got to be thrilled. Played in 21 games last year at the big league level.
Well, I hope he said hello to the A's skipper, Bob Melvin, of course, who went to Cal as well. Yep. Jed Lowry went to Stanford.
So he's probably not going to say hi to Jed.
That's a good point.
We tried to take him out at second base. 2-2 to Marcus Semien, playing third base tonight. And now full count.
A couple of fastballs that Derek Norris has called inside of this right-hander. Both times went way off the mark, so Pomeranz not finishing the fastballs, trying to get them inside. Beckham, second baseman, waits.
Payoff pitch is a foul tip, and that's a strikeout, and that's how this ball game gets started.
Time now for the Nissan keys to the game. The O.co. House of Horrors for the White Sox. 40 losses since 2001. Odds again, always talked about tough time here at the Coliseum, and for Pomeranz, a welcome addition to the staff, because now the lefty Kurt Young is happy, the A's pitching coach. He's got 3 lefties in the rotation. Pomeranz joins Malone, Scott Kazmir. Malone gets the ball tomorrow following Pomeranz.
First pitch to Beckham is a fastball for a strike.
There are the starters all lined up. Jesse Chavez, great outing last night. 8 innings, 90 pitches.
Jose Abreu waits in the on-deck circle. Fastball at 90 miles an hour outside to Beckham.
I'm just thinking, with watching Pomeranz, you know, as a pitcher pitching out of the windup, he kind of a fluid motion. But when you start the game out of the stretch, nobody on base, you can take as long as you want. Come to the set position, freeze the hitter, just wait, and then unload.
Good fastball there in on the hands of Beckham. 1-2.
And I think until somebody gets on base, a hitter's accustomed to seeing a pitcher out of the windup, and he knows with the windup and he's going to let it go. But just watching Pomeranz, and that's what he throws. Fastball to knuckle curve, up a percentage of change-ups, but primarily the 2 pitches that have worked very well for him.
1-2 pitch is hit foul right side into the seats.
Well, he pitched out of the windup, but here he's out of the stretch and just lifts the leg. And watching him out of the windup, boy, he had a huge leg kick and just trying to get everything working where he could get the ball headed towards the plate. And Kurt Young working with him in spring training as Drew decided to pitch out of the stretch, and it's worked very well for him.
Good breaking ball, and Beckham strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the game for Pomeranz.
All fastballs to the first 2 hitters, with the exception of the last pitch, which is his knuckle curve. Look how much it bites down, and thrown hard and viciously thrown to the hitter with no chance for contact.
So here's Jose Abreu. Hit his 14th home run last night. To right center, a line drive to right center. Takes a first pitch fastball for a strike. Watch this power.
This is an 0-2 cut fastball that got a little bit too much of the plate. I think Abreu took off thinking it was gone. Other people thought it was just going to be a line drive off the wall, but that was the final pitch thrown by Jesse. 3 pitches in the 9th inning, and the bullpen took over and made it interesting.
And that one fisted foul right side. Abreu DHing again tonight. He's got a bad ankle. He's got a bad left ankle, and you can notice it when he runs. He's not really running 100%.
Toe tap and pretty good fastballs. He's not able to get around on it. See if Pomeranz goes back to the same curveball that he threw to Beckham. And good chance to bounce it, because last night we saw this aggressive hitter swing at some pitches out of the strike zone. Norris wants it down.
So 1-2 now to Abreu. Abreu leads the American League in home runs, RBIs, extra base hits, total bases, slugging. He's 4th in runs scored. So first month and a half, certainly early yet, but he's an MVP candidate.
According to Ed Farmer, longtime broadcaster, he said not only a great player but a great guy. So he's around him all the time, and very personal young man.
Chases a high fastball, and how about that start for Drew Pomeranz? He strikes out the side in the top of the 1st inning. A's come to bat when we come back. Athletics. Let's check out their lineup, and it starts with John Jaso. Hey, it's a good night for Ray Fosse. Both catchers are in the lineup. Jaso, Lowry, Cespedes, Moss, Norris, Callaspo, Reddick, Gentry, and Sogar.
And the young man Scott Carroll, what a story for this young man. Made his major league debut at age 29 after being drafted in 2007. Moved around a little bit, and he's in the White Sox rotation. Not really overpowered with a fastball, low 90s, but throw a couple of different fastballs, curveball, slider, changeup. Of course, the A's seeing him for the first time as the three batters facing Drew Pomeranz. Seeing him for the first time. Only this young man's pitching out of the windup, at least for now.
First pitch to Jaso is up and away. Jaso, 288, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, hot hitter, 12 hits in his last 28 at bats. Jaso, when he was with the Rays, he hit in the leadoff spot.
Yeah.
Not each and every game, but I do remember him hitting in that leadoff spot.
Well, he's not your prototypical catcher. I mean, he's relatively fast, good contact, good on-base percentage, and he really doesn't clog up the bases if he gets on. And that usually, if you catch a lot, you get the thunder thighs and you can't run, and as a result, you don't get a lot of infield hits, and you better drive in runs because they may be chasing you down trying to score behind you, especially Craig Gentry running.
Keep moving.
You better.
And there's a base hit to right field. So Jaso stays hot. Leadoff single here in the bottom of the first inning. White Sox defense lines up like this. Viciedo in left, Garcia in center, Sierra in right. Semien, Ramirez, Beckham, Konerko are on the infield third to first, and Tyler Flowers is catching.
Robin Ventura back to the water cooler after the sunflower seeds. Schneider, longtime trainer, sitting on the bench there. Hermie's been around forever. Robin Ventura, third season manager, of course, many years playing for the White Sox.
First pitch to Lowry is bounced toward first. Konerko has it out at second, back to first, and that's a double play. 3-6-3 as Konerko was able to get back and cover first base. So just like that, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
Almost too high of a throw by Konerko, but he was trying to throw it, get back to the bag, figuring that his pitcher was not going to make it there in enough time. But this is Taylor Bay. Really no chance for Jaso even trying to run and have the ball hit him in the back. Instead, over the runner was the throw by Konerko. I think he's made that play a few times.
White Sox had a couple double plays last night. They get one here in the first inning tonight. Here's Cespedes. So with Donaldson not in the lineup, who Donaldson usually hits third, Cespedes hits in the third spot. So Scott Carroll facing Yoenis Cespedes.
And you have to watch Fielding Colbert, the home plate umpire, because he'll bring his right hand, right arm up, makes it look like he's calling a strike, but he's not. It's kind of just his way of moving. That's a strike. There's a difference there.
The rest of the umpiring crew for tonight. Fielding Colbert is the crew chief.
See how his right hand just comes up a little bit, and maybe his mask is squeezing his cheeks too tightly because that's a tight mask, and maybe he's just got to loosen up when he brings his hand. Okay, that flag tonight. Michael Zagara, Z-Man, the photographer for the Athletics, had a photograph of 5 Cuban-born players. Cespedes was in the clubhouse. Zagaras came up and said they had the 4 on the field. We were talking last night. Nieto was the 4th Cuban player on the White Sox team. They had 4 playing last night, and they set a record a couple of weeks ago. 4 Cuban players in the lineup at the same time for the White Sox.
So Viciedo, Abreu, Ramirez, the shortstop, and Nieto. Those were the 4 last night.
And I think just about 7-8 days ago in Toronto, they set a record because they had 6 players in the lineup born in the Dominican Republic. First time in the history of baseball that happened.
Three-two pitch to Cespedes, and he hits a soft line drive into center field for a base hit. So Cespedes gets the second hit here in the first inning.
Strong man that can get jammed and still get the ball into center field for a base hit. Cespedes and Abreu, as mentioned last night, are friends, are our friends, and had a chance to visit.
And they've been asked about Yasiel Puig from the Dodgers, and just don't get a lot of. They don't say much about it. And listen, I'm sure there's reasons for that.
And supposedly, during spring training, Abreu tried to talk to Puig, and Puig didn't, so he said, heck with you.
Yeah.
How about Jim Barnett just showing up, just walking in the booth just like he owns the place? Amazing. That's all right, Jimmy. You can do anything you want.
We love Jim Barnett.
See the shirt he's got on? Fox Sports Net shirt.
He's got shorts. Put your leg up here. He's got a knee brace on.
What is that? Is it a shirt? You got the Comcast shirt on?
That's a true former NBA player who 90-degree day. He's got khaki shorts on and a knee brace.
I just want to go to an NBA game when Jimmy's working. Just walk right up in the booth. I don't have a booth, down on the court side.
You'd be standing on the court.
Yeah, just stand on the court side and just go down there. Well, you do it to us. You
the crowd at the arena would start chanting Fosse.
No.
Fosse.
No, they would say Barnett for sure.
1-2 to Moss. Drives one to left field. Vicieto's back. He's backpedaling in. It's over his head. With 2 outs, Cespedes was running. He's going to score, and Moss has a double, knocks in a run, and the A's grab the lead 1-0.
Well, there's your opposite field power for Brandon Moss. High fastball, maybe even out of the strike zone. But the ball just kept going. They said it got turned around and off the wall. They said that's the key right there. When he got turned around, he was looking one way and all of a sudden had to reverse course. That messed him up. And then banged into the wall with the ball coming off the wall. And with 2 outs, Cespedes take off. Turn on the afterburners right there. Here we go. Off to the races. What a nice, easy stride. Huh? We were talking in our open with the guys back in the studio about so many ways the A's win games. Sure. Here's another one, defense. Because Brandon Moss, hot, opposite field power. But you look at the outfield of the Athletics, and not to say other clubs don't have good outfielders, but when you have the speed, you take the right approach, right path to get to the ball, that ball should have been caught.
Yeah, I agree. I think an above-average outfielder catches it.
Absolutely.
And I don't know that Vicieto is more than an average outfielder.
But, those are little things that the pitcher's back in the dugout. He gets a double play, a broken bat or jam base hit. Should have been back in the dugout. Instead, the A's have a run chance for another one. And it's simply a club taking advantage of a mistake. And Vicieto just definitely got turned around.
Norris cannot hold up as he goes around. So the count 0-2.
Well, we saw him swing a curveball last night that wanted to hold up. This one, that head went too much forward. So Manny Gonzalez drew the short straw for tomorrow. He's at first tonight. He's got tomorrow's game.
He had it all figured out too, I bet.
No, Fielder Culver did. Because Fielder's behind the plate tonight.
Nice block by Tyler Flowers.
Flowers is a good catcher. I just think they like to see him hit a little bit more, but he does the things behind the plate. It's a nice block technique. Just really collapsed, closed his legs, used his chest protector, and he does a good job. Remember, they had Brzezinski, and he was his backup. Flowers was. Brzezinski's moved on to a couple of different clubs, and they relied on Flowers to be the #1 catcher.
1-2 to Norris, and he chased a slider, and that'll do it. But the A's get the Moss RBI double. So after one from the Coliseum, it's the A's 1 and the White Sox 0. Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Evergood Sausage Company. Get grilling. Certainly that kind of weather. Cookout weather. 1-0. The A's lead the White Sox. Second inning and a gorgeous night at the ballpark. No jackets needed. No shorts and t-shirts tonight.
And if they even think about school tomorrow morning, they're going to enjoy night tonight in the warm weather at the Coliseum. And that man's enjoying it. You know, the ball that Brandon Moss hit, not that he doesn't have the power to go to the opposite field, but maybe the warm weather helped that ball carry a little bit more, and combine that with the turnaround of the outfielder, and the A's have a run.
So Pomeranz back to work. He struck out the side in the first inning. All three guys struck out swinging as he faces Dayan Viciedo, who takes a fastball for a strike. Viciedo with a home run and a double last night. 2 for 4. Scored a couple of runs. Also struck out twice. White Sox lead the American League in runs scored. They're third in home runs. First in hits, first in total bases. They're not going to steal a lot of bases, but they are off to a good start offensively. 201 runs scored. The Blue Jays are second in the American League in runs scored with 194. The A's are third with 192, and that's coming into tonight's game. Angels are fourth in the league in runs scored.
2 home runs hit last night, both by right-handers, both to the opposite field, and Jesse Chavez, look on his face after this one, carried over the jagged edge in right center like, you gotta be kidding me. The pitcher's just unaccustomed to seeing the ball carrying that well here.
Gentry coming in, and looked like that ball had a little knuckle action. Yep. But Viciedo is retired.
But you know, again, look at the speed, look at the coverage in the outfield by the A's. This ball looked like it's going to drop in. All of a sudden, Gentry comes flying out of nowhere and little zigzag to try to catch the ball, as you described, the knuckleball effect, and handled it well. Gentry leading off a couple of the games, now down in the lower part of the batting order. Reddick in right, Cespedes in left, and that's a good outfield. Covered a lot of ground. Really, all three have very strong arms throwing.
So here's Ramirez. Fastball not close. 331 for Ramirez. 5 homers, 27 RBIs. He is second in the American League in hitting. Melky Cabrera is first for the Blue Jays. Ramirez had an RBI hit in that 9th inning last night when the White Sox scored 3 times.
Big stolen base also to get into scoring position with 1 out. But Sean Doolittle, very, very hard fastballs up in the zone. Blew the 2 hitters away to get the save, and a couple of big strikeouts.
Outside, 3-0 to Ramirez. Paul Konerko will be next. So Ramirez stepped out, was not granted time, and the pitch is low, and it's a walk. So the first base runner for the White Sox. Coco Crisp still out of the lineup. He is starting to do some baseball activities on the field, but this was the injury.
This was Wednesday. Watch his head. When it hit, it's kind of snapped, and that's the result. He's kind of stiff neck, tightness in his neck, strain, if you will, and had to be helped up. Walked off okay, but it was his neck.
So I don't know that we'll see Coco Crisp tomorrow, and then an off day on Thursday. Maybe this weekend in Cleveland. Konerko rolls one to short. Lowry has it. Out at second. Out at first. 6-4-3 double play. Konerko hits into it. Side retired, and we're going to the bottom of the second. Teoscar, Reddick, and Gentry to hit. 1-0 A's. AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to CSNCA fan photo, name and hometown. Put it down. You're going to have a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It's all brought to you by AT&T. Tonight's fan photo, Stephen Bradley from Brooklyn, New York. And that's his 18-month-old son, Preston.
That's a good picture. Gamer. There you go.
Thanks for the picture. Reddick to right field. Sierra back a couple steps. He's got it. So Reddick is retired, and that'll bring up Callaspo. So Callaspo steps in.
Yeah, the lineup sheet had Callaspo hitting in front of Reddick.
It did, and we just triple checked it, and it says Callaspo 6th, Reddick 7th, which is obviously what we have.
Can you check the board down in the dugout, Delaire, of Tommy, and just see what the board, the lineup says? Because
either way,
Dick Callahan had it right.
I'm going to make it right now on my score sheet.
Come on, you got a little tighter than that.
Reddick, Callaspo.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the lineup, and that's the official one. No, Chip Hale's not going to miss anything.
No.
You know that.
So we'll each get the whiteout out, which is what it's there for. 2-2 pitch towards center field. Garcia is to his left. He's got it, and that's out number 2.
Mike Selleck just making the announcement in-house that was Josh Reddick hitting 6th.
Looked like him.
Yeah.
See, these are all important things. So Gentry will hit. Gentry hitting in the 8th spot. .282 with an RBI for Gentry. First pitch is a fastball down around the knees from Scott Carroll. 6th consecutive start for Gentry. Certainly the A's went after Gentry, gave up a pretty good young player to get him, and I think this is the reason they got him.
Absolutely.
Coco gets, they know how important Coco is, and if Coco were to go down at all, want to have a quality player to put in there, and certainly Gentry is that.
When you get a good player, you have to give up a good one. They did a Michael Choice to the Rangers, but definitely Craig Gentry fits the bill here, and he's been playing ever since. Coco strained his neck last Wednesday, and here we are Tuesday, and like you said, more likely will continue to play throughout this homestand.
Good breaking ball from Scott Carroll, so he has a 3-up, 3-down inning, and we're headed to the 3rd. It's the A's 1 and the White Sox nothing.
MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replay, scores, stats, audio, free MLB.tv game of the day, and more. Download on the App Store or visit athletics.com today.
1-0. The A's lead the White Sox, top of the third inning. Sierra, Flowers, and Garcia. This is Moises Sierra. Sierra started the year with the Toronto Blue Jays. Last year he played in 35 games with the Blue Jays, made the team this year. The problem is he went 2 for 34 and they let him go. And the White Sox picked him up. Moises Sierra.
You know what happens when you change teams within the same league? Those numbers follow you. They just don't go away.
That's right. He needed to be picked up by a national team. The White Sox lost Avisail Garcia, the young right fielder, who they had very high hopes for. He dove for a ball early in the year and messed up his shoulder. He's out for the year. The White Sox, if you think about their offseason plan, they really picked up some good young offensive players. Abreu and Eaton, who we're not seeing, and Garcia. And now you kind of see what their plan was. But unfortunately, Avisail Garcia is out for the year.
And we saw Garcia with the Tigers, and he's the mini Miggy.
He is. Looks just
like Miguel Cabrera, and if anything close, one of the greatest hitters. That'd be good.
Two and two the count to Sierra with Flowers to follow. Swing and a miss. Good fastball from Pomeranz, and that's strikeout number 4.
You know, one thing we should remember about Pomeranz as you take a look at his good fastball, again, inside is the target, outside is the location of the pitch. So he's not finishing where Derek Norris wants him to throw, but it's working out. But last Wednesday when Pomeranz pitched, final score was 2-0. It wasn't like it was a blowout. I mean, he kept everything intact. The A's scored early. And then, of course, after 68 pitches, he left. Otero with 3 innings. And just a great day for the Athletics to pick up the second win in the second game and have not lost since.
First pitch to Flowers, a curveball for a strike. Flowers hitting .321, a couple of home runs, 13 RBIs. Pinch hit last night in the 9th inning against Doolittle and struck out. And he hits that one hard into left field for a base hit. First hit for the White Sox. That'll bring up Leury Garcia. Some fastball information about Drew Pomeranz. Now, the yellow is this year, the green is last year, so he's using his fastball rate about 13% more. And the batting average is way down, but the velocity really not that different. Just a tick better this year, so I don't think the velocity really has anything to do with it, but he's using it more.
Well, again, I just think a little bit more comfortable pitching out of the stretch. So now with the runner on, he's already in the stretch position. Nothing changes for him. But if he starts to get the ball inside where Derek Norris wants it, you may see a whole different story as this game progresses. 15 pitches first inning, 10 in the second, and 2-2 strikeout to Sierra. Of course, we talk about that because 80 pitches would be about max for him in just his second start. Jesse Chavez last night helped tremendously, going 8 innings as the starter, even though the A's had to use a couple of guys out of the bullpen, 3 to be exact.
1-1 to Garcia, switch hitter. He struck out to end the game last night against Doolittle. Semien to hit next. Foul right up over the White Sox dugout.
Hit and run as Flowers is on the move. Looked like Sogard was the one covering, opening up the right side. I'm not saying Flowers isn't fast enough to steal a base, but I think that was more of a hit and run.
I think you're right. See the middle infielders pitching towards second base, looking for a ground ball. Garcia is fast. And there's a one-hopper to Sogard. Shuffles to first. Not in time.
Wow.
So Garcia showing just how fast he is, but boy, that was very close at first. He may be checking it out. He's dug out.
Well, it's a hard flip. Looked like as hard as the ball was hit that it was going to be a relatively easy double play.
He was safe.
Yep. He is fast from the right side, getting down to the line that quickly. And he did not jump at the bag, and we have seen guys jump. So Chu do it for the Rangers, jump at the bag, hit his heel, had to leave the game. And after the challenge was ruled out. But the inconclusive, I think that would have been described. That's a good one not to challenge.
Semien struck out swinging in the first inning. Keep an eye on Garcia at first.
I just think of that. This is an ideal situation, a couple of outs, and as you mentioned, they don't steal a lot, but if there's ever an opportunity, this is it. First move, nothing wrong with it. Get a bigger lead, force maybe even Pomeranz to throw over to take off as soon as he does throw, regardless of where he throws the ball.
Foul back. Garcia 4 for 5 in steals.
Impressive last night in the ninth when Ramirez stole it. See, the number is 4 Garcia, but Ramirez stole it. Derek Norris threw from his knees and threw a perfect strike to second, knowing he didn't have much of a chance to throw out Ramirez, and he ran on the first move from Doolittle and made it successfully.
White Sox don't steal a lot. They got 23 steals as a team this year. That's 10th in the league. Garcia is one of the few guys that can do it. Not running. Strike 3 call. The fastball on the inside corner. So 2 more strikeouts this inning for Drew Pomeranz. He's got 5 in the game, and the A's lead 1-0 after 2.5. A's Baseball at Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Real Strong Redwood. Learn more at realstrongredwood.com. Beautiful night in the Bay Area, and the A's leading 1-0, bottom of the third. Haven't talked too much about Scott Carroll, the White Sox pitcher, who's bounced around quite a bit. He's getting a shot with the White Sox. Originally a Reds draft pick. Signed as a minor league free agent in 2012. And with the White Sox being pretty banged up, especially in their rotation, Carroll's getting a chance. Making his fourth start as Sogard grounds out.
Well, I think it's remarkable when you see, for example, Sonny Gray's an outstanding pitcher, but at his age in the big leagues, last year Division Series, and this young man made his debut in his 29. So a little bit different, and Sonny Gray, young and deservingly in the rotation. There's the youngster.
7 years in the minor leagues for Scott Carroll. For Sonny Gray, what? 3?
3, yeah.
Maybe a little less than that.
Also, remember the play in Texas, the shutout that he pitched, that's been ruled just a two. It's a two-hitter. They gave the air instead of the hit to the catcher on the ball that was hit. Lowry not able to throw him out. And they did change that. MLB changed it, so it's now a two-hit shutout for Sonny Gray.
So Lowry gets an air. Backhanded nicely by Konerko. He throws low, and how about the play by Scott Carroll? The Konerko play was nice. The Carroll play, to do what he did when he's running, that is very difficult. Then he just scooped it, no problem.
You know what Konerko did, and he's talking to Beckham. He was looking for Beckham to flip it to him to throw to first. Watch this. And then he sees Beckham behind him, no chance, and then he flips it over to Carroll, making the tremendous play. And after the play finished, then Konerko went to talk to Beckham. But I think in reality, you see sometimes the shortstop or second base flip it to the other guy, and he was looking for help from Beckham, but Beckham just kept running towards the foul line. So very good play by Carroll to scoop the ball. And as you said, that's a very difficult play to be running full speed to cover the bag and have to reach down and take the short hop.
Here's Lowry. Lowry hit into a 3-6-3 double play in the first inning. 6 in a row retired by Scott Carroll since the Moss double. And that one's going to get past Konerko into right field for a base hit.
Funny, that's what Lowry was trying to do his first at bat, with the gap open between first and second after the J-So base hit. Couldn't find the hole. This time he does, with the little slider coming in on his hands, able to pull it past Konerko. That hole between first and second is ideally suited for a left-handed hitter with a runner at first. But Lowry does it with Konerko playing off the bat.
So Cespedes hits. Cespedes had a 2-out single in the first and scored on the Moss double. Bounced right to the shortstop. And that'll do it. So the A's get a hit. They strand a runner, and we are headed to the fourth inning at the Coliseum. 1-0, the A's lead. For tonight, it goes back to last night. Jesse Chavez got his 3rd win of the season. He was great. 8 innings, 5 hits, a couple of runs, 7 strikeouts. He threw 93 pitches, and he continues to impress everybody. So Jesse Chavez now with a 2.44 ERA, 7th best in the American League. See, that's the way you're supposed to look right there after you get a win, and then the next night game, you just chill out. Chill out. Get a couple cups of coffee.
That too. He had a double cupper right there.
He had the great relaxing leg cross going. Look at that. Lean leg cross.
I'm a starter.
2nd cup.
I'm a starting pitcher. I could just kick back in the dugout, wait 4 days.
I was awesome last night.
Maybe 5 because I got an off day Thursday, and I'll be ready to go.
Manager digs me. Pitching coach likes me. Nice play down in front.
Oh, what a catch.
That's a good play. He's just below us.
And the guy in the green next to him is taking all the accolades. I mean, he's giving high fives, and he didn't even catch it. Got the brewski in his hand. He's just got to kick. What? What's the guy in the green? Look at it. He's got his hands up, got his phone. Look at it. He's pointing to you, Kipe. He didn't even catch the ball.
Caspo throws, and they just got Beckham. So Caspo, a nice play, and that would be like me raising my hands right now.
That's right. And look what I did.
Good play.
Well, he had to throw down and then double clutch, make sure he had a good grip. And of course, he's a natural 3rd baseman and didn't really have a good enough grip, and still a nice play by Brandon Moss.
So here's Jose Abreu. Abreu struck out swinging to end the 1st. Big swing and a high fastball. How about these numbers? A lot of firsts in that right column. It was a 6-year, $68 million contract that the White Sox signed, so he's good through 2019 with the White Sox. He had more than one team going after him too. The White Sox, he must have saw something he liked.
Cold weather.
May have been the money. Who knows?
Cold weather.
May have
money.
just been a simple.
Yeah.
That was the best offer, which is not out of the question. Oh, 2 pitch, and he did not go.
Such a strong swing. He might have brought it back quickly enough, and that's a swing. That's a swing. It looked like Manny Gonzalez saw it as he brought the bat back, but that man's going to the Hall of Fame. Not that guy, but that name. Big hurt. Frank Thomas, Cooperstown in July.
Fastball high, 2-2. Pitch number 49 coming up from Pomeranz. There's a good swing by Abreu. Abreu is a big guy. He's 6'5", probably 240 pounds. That's at least what the media guide says.
There's the manager and assistant manager, Paul Konerko, standing talking to Robin Ventura. It's like Jason Giambi and Terry Francona in Cleveland. Get a veteran player and maybe see something, can offer some assistance. Tito always welcomes Jason Giambi's input.
Good night for souvenirs so far.
The guy takes it from him. He's going to give it to somebody. And down in the front row, got those good seats.
So 2-2 to Abreu. Palmerans with 5 strikeouts, looking for number 6, setting up inside. And again, fastball out over the plate.
They struck out Seaman in the last inning with a fastball inside. Really on the one time that he's gotten the fastball in where Derek Norris has called it.
So another 2-2 pitch to Jose Abreu. Pretty good take there. So full count. See what Pomeranz decides to go with on the full count pitch. Is there a gentleman trying to get the crowd going? Payout pitch is hit right back up the middle of base hit. That ball was ripped. You don't see balls like that get to an outfielder a whole lot quicker.
But try to go inside again. This fastball down low. He just dropped the head of the bat on it. I've had an interesting conversation with our good friend Hawk Harrelson coming over before the game, talking about how much easier it is for a hitter to hit a low fastball versus a higher fastball, as we saw last night with Doolittle. But there's a great example of what he did. Also, Flowers did it last inning when he hit a low fastball for a base hit. Hawk used the term gravity. You just drop the head of the bat. Well, basically, if you're just swinging down, you don't have as far as to go as you would on a higher fastball. And Abreu fouled off the high fastballs until he got the low one and shot it up the middle quickly.
0-1 to Viciedo, who hit a fly ball to center field in the second inning, setting up inside. Viciedo, very strong hitter. Chops this one to Callaspo, who charges, juggles, picks it up, throws, and he kept his foot on the bag, did Moss. Viciedo is out. Abreu goes to second.
Unfortunately, the ball came up to Callaspo. He was thinking about catching the ball and throwing back towards second base to at least get the lead runner. But ball bounced up, picked it up bare hand, and a very nice play by Brandon Moss at first, because umpire always looks to see if the first baseman has his foot on the bag. Moss reached to his right, and right there kept his foot on as he takes it off after catching the ball. Callaspo was lucky as the ball bounced right back up to him.
So 2 outs with a runner at second, and now tough hitter up with Alexi Ramirez stepping in the box. Ramirez walked in the second inning. First pitch is a fastball for a strike. Ramirez this year is hitting .422 with runners in scoring position. So just another terrific number to put on Ramirez. He's just having a great year. Abreu has a sore ankle, so he is not running 100%. Curve. 1-1.
That's a good point. As the outfield playing shallow, even though Ramirez has hit 5 home runs, he has gap power. But the outfield playing shallow because, just like you said, runner at second maybe cannot run as fast as normally he would be able to. So if the ball's hit the outfield, might have a play.
Another breaking ball outside, 2-1. Konerko would be next. Not that Konerko's an easy out, but you do have first base to work with. Inside, 3-1.
And because of first base being open, this is where you pitch him carefully. You don't necessarily have to give in to him. It's ball way inside, pushing him off the plate. Throw him a backdoor curveball, try to get him to swing at a bad curveball or go back inside. High fastball away, but try to get him, if he's going to be aggressive, to hit a pitcher's pitch and not his pitch.
And that one hit back to Pomeranz, who reaches down to grab it, and that's a nice play. So Abreu is stranded, and we're going to the bottom of the fourth inning from the Coliseum. 1-0 A's. This is what happened at the end. Watch the bat hit Norris in the knee, and Derek Norris went down.
Yeah, this is a better shot because the left knee is Norris, bam, right there, and boy, he went immediately, and they had to help him back into the dugout, but he scheduled a hit. And guess what? He's going to hit. The shin guard, you know, while the shin guard's there to protect, you get a direct blow like that off a baseball bat and a follow through. Initially, it looked like it might have been his left arm, but in the second replay, second shot, guys had a perfect shot of his knee being nailed by the bat.
So Moss to lead it off. Norris in the on-deck circle, and then Reddick here in the bottom of the fourth inning with the A's leading 1-0. Got a run in the first. That one hit hard to Konerko, who backhands, says I'll take it myself, and he does. So Moss is retired, and that's out number one.
Problem where Derek Norris got hit in the knee. The catching, standing and running, walking is okay, but when you get down to crouch position, that's when it tightens up, especially where it looked like it might have got it right in the kneecap area. You get the muscle above or below the knee, that can have a tremendous effect as you try to get in the squatting catching position.
So here's Norris, who struck out swinging in the first inning, at the end of the first inning. Norris now sitting with a .366 batting average. Carroll likes to use that sinker. He's got a pretty good one from what we've been told. Two and one now to Norris. The Houston Astros beat the Texas Rangers tonight 8-0 in Houston. So the loss for the Rangers puts them back at the 500 mark. They're 20-20. Outside corner strike. Angels won 4-3 in Philadelphia. So an interleague series for the Angels. That's a 2-game series. They will play that game tonight. They'll play a game tomorrow, and that'll be it for that series.
Playing good baseball.
Yep.
Not surprised.
Belted to left, but Viciedo gets back, and he reaches up to make the catch, and that's out number 2. Let's listen to Josh Reddick's new walk-up song. It's a favorite.
Now batting right fielder, 16, Josh Reddick.
That's beautiful. Careless Whisper by Wham.
And Reddick
is awesome.
Reddick has the music, but see what Doolittle, he said don't change it. Who is it? Which player said, trying to figure out which WWE player has that song, because everything with Reddick is WWE.
It is definitely a bit of a contrast, but it's working, and I think we're going to hear it in his next at bat and his next at bat. It is funny. Somebody who's a WWF huge fan, and he throws out Careless Whisper by Wham. It's a slow dance to it. You're right. You just don't know what to expect from these guys, do you?
That's, at least you could understand what it's about instead of some of the other stuff that.
Well, that's true. Yeah. That's a good call.
But you know, Careless Whisper, it's not country, it's not WWE, it's just Josh Reddick.
Sort of.
But the reaction of the bullpen, that was priceless. Even Raymond behind the screen, he's always finding the camera. He's happy with the song.
Oh yeah, well, Raymond's got all the Wham's CDs. I guarantee that. 2-0 to Callaspo.
Well, I think we just figured out that Mr. Carroll is not in the classification of maybe King Felix. There is Raymond. That's a security guard for you right there.
And he's secure in the area. Shot foul headed for the White Sox bullpen.
But you know, we've seen down behind where the ball boys are and the bat on deck circle that when a foul ball or a ball hits the dirt, maybe Eric Farrell will authenticate it. When Carroll threw a ball in the dirt, they just walked over and put it in the bag. Come on, you know, show a little respect for the guy, you know. At least authenticate one or two of them, you know. Don't just take King Felix or Gio from Sunday
The guy may win a Cy Young. You never know.
If his name's McHugh. Got in that Houston that Sunday game.
Reddick inches off. And the 2-1 pitch is not close, so 3-1. Big shift in the outfield with Garcia, the center fielder, toward left center. Viciedo shallow and left. Reddick has good speed. And that one's outside. So the A's with a 2-out rally, a Reddick single and a Callaspo walk. That's the first walk issued by Carroll. He struck out a couple.
Now batting, center fielder.
So Gentry will hit.
Craig Gentry.
Think back to last night, when Reddick came up and wanted with the shift. Had the triple, of course, and then the bunt. In between was a walk, but he had the bunt pushed perfectly, and he's got the first base comment from Adam Dunn. Says, you know, you just signed a lot of the White Sox broadcasters. I think that some of the guys were saying, how can they use the shift all the time? And then Reddick drops down a perfect bunt. And that's when Dunn said, I'm impressed. Reddick said, why don't you? And he said, because I can't. He said, I have to try to hit over the shift. But Josh Reddick got a bunt and an opposite field hit tonight. They keep playing the shift. Why not go to left field? Especially in this case, he started the rally with 2 outs with an opposite field hit.
1-0 pitch towards short and into center field, a base hit. Garcia charges. He comes up throwing. The throw to the plate just late. Reddick slides in, and it's 2-0. The A's lead. So Gentry, with Ramirez, the shortstop, really shifted over toward the hole. He just got it through the infield, and the A's get their second run.
Now, one thing infielders are taught, catchers remind them, anything close with the runner at second dive. See Ramirez, now granted this ball is center field, but Reddick makes no attempt to at least try to dive after the ball. Still a close play at the plate. Reddick, though, with 2 outs, got a great jump and turned the corner nicely, knowing there's going to be a play. And a little hook slide around. This young man in center field, not only quick getting to the ball, but a very strong arm. So there's your 2-out rally with Josh Reddick starting it with an opposite field base hit and a 2-out clutch hit by Craig Gentry.
Here's Sogard. Big curve in first strike.
Remember when they started the challenge character, the replays, and remember Robin Ventura made a comment even as they were thinking about using it. He says, you know, one of the key times, you know, maybe you challenge, and this play with Reddick wasn't a challengeable play, but he said with 2 outs, do you challenge a play that you maybe think he's out? It's called safe. And you don't challenge, and it starts a rally with 2 outs.
Sure.
And here's a case tonight where Reddick starts the rally with an opposite field hit, but you can imagine on a close play, well, it's a second out, third out, let's don't do it, and then it turns into a big inning when maybe you don't want to risk the challenge. But
and that's why I think some managers just, I'm going to challenge it.
Exactly.
Whether there's guys on base, nobody, 1 out, no outs, doesn't matter.
That's a great point, because you never know what can develop after a particular play, and especially if you've got a pretty good idea he's out and he's called safe, then and you don't, and that opens up a big inning.
So 1-2 to Sogard, who bounced out to second. His first at bat.
Using a shift with Sogard, with Ramirez close to second base, and of course pitching him inside the way they are. Don't expect him to hit the ball to the opposite field. Hit the hole on the left side where Ramirez is playing behind the runner at second. Again, I think hitters can look at the defense and think that they expect him to pull the ball and not go to the opposite field, so he probably won't get a pitch to the outside part of the plate unless it's a mistake. Great music, big run.
2-2 pitches rolled toward Konerko, who grabs it right near the bag, steps on the bag side, retired. A run on 2 hits and a walk for the A's. 5th inning coming up. It's now 2-0 Athletics. Celebrated Friday, May 30th and Saturday, May 31st. Raleigh Fingers, Reggie Jackson, Sal Bando, Vita Blue Jean Tennis, and our own Ray Fosse will be honored. There will be autograph sessions on Friday and a meet and greet on Saturday with proceeds benefiting the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Foundation. For information and tickets, visit athletics.com/1974. Fifth inning here at the Coliseum with the A's leading 2-0. The A's are looking for win number 6 in a row. So Drew Pomeranz, 61 pitches. We've been told that he's going to get around 80. So a couple more innings out of him would be great.
That would be great. And bullpen well aware of the pitch count, and I'm sure Kurt Young has told all of them that it is a night that everybody, or a lot of guys, could be used depending on the situation.
So it'll be Konerko, Sierra, and Flowers, 3 right-handed hitters. Konerko hit into a 6-4-3 double play his first at bat, and now it's 2-0. Mariners with a 1-0 lead over the Rays in the 5th inning. That's Price against Iwakuma. Good pitching matchup there. The Rays are struggling. They have lost 6 out of 7. The Mariners, on the other hand, have won 8 out of 11. They won big last night, 12-5. So that's game 2 of that series. They'll have a day game tomorrow. The Mariners are 20-18 on the year, so a couple games over 500. And a 4-pitch walk to Konerko to start the 5th. So that's the second walk for Pomeranz. He's got 5 strikeouts.
4-pitch walk to Ramirez also as Rodriguez starts to get loose. He had a nice 1-inning performance since being recalled.
Now batting, number 25.
Pomeranz again just unable tonight, except for the one time he's shaking his head, maybe because of getting the fastball inside of the right-handers, where Norris has consistently had the target, but he's not been able to get a fastball inside. Good enough velocity outside with the pitches that he's able to get the outs.
Fastball is high. Sierra struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. That time the pitch is low. So Pomeranz struggling with his control here in the 5th inning.
All fastballs might see Derek Norris, although 2-0, maybe not necessarily the count to do it, but try to incorporate a curveball just to try to change things for Pomeranz.
And that is a strike.
They get Phil and cover some credit, because that ball looked like Norris is inside, he's reaching, and it's a good umpire who will call that strike when the catcher moves as much as Norris did. And Colbert in that category been a good ball strike umpire.
And he called it again. 2-2 the count.
And maybe saying, you know, he's getting some flack from the White Sox dugout. It's simply because Norris is moving as much as he is. But, you know, still, if there's strikes, you call them. But then sometimes the umpires say, start moving. See, Ventura is upset because Norris has reached as much as he has been.
That one too far outside. 3-2 the count.
I think Phil Colbert has noticed for the first 4+ innings that Derek Norris has set up inside consistently, but Pomeranz, with the exception of 1 or 2, he just does not hit the target. So it's not something Norris is doing intentionally.
And he set up inside. The ball was outside, but he gets a swinging strikeout. So Sierra, he may be thinking, I didn't see 1 strike in that at bat.
Well, this one definitely was outside and high.
Number 21, Tyler Flowers.
So that's the first out, and here's Tyler Flowers. Flowers had a base hit in the third inning. Konerko, very short lead, swing and a miss.
That was a great pitch, maybe not where Norris wanted it, but the way it turned out was good, because remember the first at bat, Flowers just dropped the head of the bat on a good fastball down and in and singled sharply to left field. Opened up, looked like he was looking for another fastball in.
Looks like Pomeranz, he has that left-handed movement sometimes that's kind of tails away from a right-handed hitter, which is great if you can control it a little bit. Doolittle has it. Good fastball, 1-2.
Well, with Dan Otero loosening the bullpen, mid-70s with the pitch count for Pomeranz. So maybe location of the pitches plus the pitch count combined, but that's a good one. But wow, that's a good pitch. Had a little movement. It's scary because Flowers has some power.
One, two, good. Breaking ball. Flowers swung right over top. 7 strikeouts for Pomeranz.
Boy, and he throws it so hard, sharply, and you can see the knuckle. We can see it, hitters can't, and see the spin of the curveball out of the strike zone. But as hard as it's thrown, this is what happens. Hitters commit, realize heading back to the dugout, not a strike, but not much they could do about it.
So here's Leury Garcia, the 9th place hitter. Garcia reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning, and he lines one to center field for a base hit. Konerko stops at second after a juggle out there by Gentry. 2 on, 2 out. Go ahead to the top of the order, and Marcus Semien.
This hitter very aggressive, hit a ball sharply to second, first at bat this time into center field. Paul Konerko is not fleet of foot. He's stole a base in spring training a year ago on a busted hit and run, and I think he wanted the baseball. Spring training and the bag, everything, but he knows he's not going to steal bases, and he can hit home runs, hit the ball hard and far, but just not able to run fast. Doesn't make him a bad person.
Semien has struck out twice, once looking, once swinging. Curve for a strike.
Hey, Pomeranz knows this is the last inning, and no reason to hold anything back. Pitch count's going to send him out of the game, turn it over to the bullpen. It's just a question if he can get this hitter out. That'd be a nice accomplishment for 5 innings.
Missed with the curveball that time. Let's give it up. His 3 hits so far. Downfield, comes in a couple steps. Swing and a miss. High fastball. White Sox just have not been able to lay off that pitch. They've had a whole bunch of swing throughs on it.
Well, he's trying to hold up, realizing once he committed he could not catch up to it, and it's out of the strike zone, but it already gone through too far. See if he drops the hammer on him with a hard curveball, similar to Flowers.
And there it is, and it's tapped foul at home plate.
Left it up a little bit too much. Here's a count in his favor. He can afford to bury one and try to get him to swing at a bad pitch, but this one just beaten in the ground.
So right at 80 pitches is Pomeranz, with Otero ready in the bullpen. curve, and it's shot foul right side. So Semien hanging in there. The last couple innings have gotten Pomeranz a little bit with this pitch count. Another 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. There it is again. A high fastball. And the White Sox keep chasing it, and they keep missing it. So a couple of runners stranded. And the bottom of the fifth coming up. 2-0 Athletics. Ace Baseball and Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroads. Whether it's a steam train through the Redwoods or a beach train to Santa Cruz, Roaring Camp is the ride of a lifetime. 2-0, the A's leading the White Sox. And Drew Pomeranz, 5 good innings again tonight. Handshakes from the manager. So just a shade over 80 pitches, so Pomeranz is done for the night. Hard to ask for a whole lot more from Drew Pomeranz in his 5 innings of work. 8 strikeouts. Top of the order for the Athletics, looking to add on. They have a 2-0 lead against Scott Carroll. Jaso a single in the first, a ground out in the third. Bob Melvin will now shift his attention to the bullpen, how he wants to play out the last 4 innings.
He's probably always cheering for the Cal alums, but tonight with Semien, the young Cal product, struck out 3 times, and especially this last at bat with a couple of runners on. Clip the nails. Yeah, they nailed a little bit too long.
Jaso turns on that inside pitch, rips it foul. The ball boy, he made a good effort, just could not quite come up with it, and he did go back to look for it, so he gets credit for that. Tough play.
You gotta leave your feet though. He's dressed like it's 20 below zero.
Yeah,
maybe that's the reason.
Yeah. Jaso is going to keep this one fair. Down the right field line, and Jaso stays hot. He's got a leadoff double. Jaso's got a magic wand going right now.
Well, he's so quick inside. Everything they're trying to throw him is inside. Look how quick he is with opening the hip, even with a couple of strikes. Hooks it down the line. Knows he has two. Picks up Mike Gallego and actually himself looks back to see that Sierra getting the ball back in. So that's 2-strike hit for Jaso.
Jaso now 8 hits in his last 16 at bats. He's going to get his average up over 300. Here's Lowry. First pitch to Lowry, shows bunt and takes low. Lowry is hit into a double play and he is single. 1 for 2. 2 for 6 so far in this series. Corner infielders cheat in. Lowry swinging this time and taps it foul. So no Josh Donaldson tonight. He's getting the night off. What is Josh going to do with himself for 9 innings?
Wouldn't even want to think about what he's going to be doing.
Popped up on the infield. The shortstop Alexi Ramirez is right there, and he's got it.
If you're looking for a memorable experience at an A's game, groups of 20 guests are able to watch batting practice from center field on the field for select games. In addition, each member of your group will receive an A's logo glove to commemorate the experience. After BP, your group will enjoy a catered suite to watch the game. For more information, call 510-638-GO-A's or visit athletics.com/centerfield. The Midges out?
Yeah, you're getting us. The Midges.
I was wondering what they are. They've been flying around and lighting. Maybe Barnett brought them in.
See? So we're not the only ones.
That's right.
That gentleman says, get off my A's t-shirt, man. So here's Cespedes, a single and a ground out. He singled and scored in the first.
You watch Jed Lowry. He was desperately trying to pull the ball to advance to Jaso to third. Popped it up. I guess the warm weather's bringing those little creatures out.
Yep, I think you're right. A bluff pickoff by the catcher Tyler Flowers. See, we're not making it up. Midges. That's not a bad idea. Tom Atkins, one of our terrific cameramen, although that's not a bad idea, a little creepy looking. The question is, would somebody else do it? Yeah. So.
Now, did they just happen to bring those just in case the Midges were out or something, you know?
Maybe. Those are our guys in center field. So they've been there before.
I wish we would have some because they're trying to get to me.
1-2 pitch to Cespedes. He lays off a sinker down and in. 2-2.
Didn't the Midges get Jabba Chamberlain in Cleveland postseason?
Yeah, big time. Yeah, Jabba was sweating a little bit. They were sticking to his neck.
Trying to take a deep breath and inhaling all of them. Jabba's growing a beard. He couldn't do that in New York.
The Tigers.
Yeah, so he was showing off the big beard. At least one shot recently.
And there's a shot left center field. That's going to get down, and that's going to go to the wall, and that's going to drive in John Jaso. So Cespedes finds the gap for a double. His 10th double of the year, and it's 3-0 the A's lead.
We're going to show you the definition of a true hanging slider and what happens when a good hitter gets a hanging slider. Look at those locations right there. Jam, gone. I mean, he's lucky he didn't hit it out, but that's a hanging slider right in the middle of the plate with 2 strikes, and he crushed it. You don't make a mistake to a hitter like that who's as strong as Cespedes is, hang a slider in the middle of the plate. But he did, and those 2 strikes, didn't have the sharp break that he'd been throwing to a couple of the A's hitters.
So Cespedes gets his 22nd RBI, and here's Moss.
Both these doubles in this inning by Jason and Cespedes coming with 2 strikes. Identical count of 2-2. And so a couple of hits, scores a run. Gets the DH tonight.
Moss skies one to right field. Sierra's going back. He's going to have room. Now he comes in a couple steps. He's got it. Cespedes will hustle to third, and he'll make it with a slide. So Moss is retired. It does advance the runner.
You'd like to see a ball hit that high. All of a sudden, a gust of wind come up. This ball was hit. He knew he got under it and missed it, but he's thinking that's a second deck shot, and he got under it and just missed it. Carroll was lucky. Cespedes went to third easily, but Moss almost had home run number 7.
So here's Norris. A run in for the A's on the double by Cespedes. Norris, strikeout and a fly ball to left field so far. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Pomeranz loving the insurance runs, that's for sure. Breaking ball. Norris thought about going after it. It's getting everybody. So 1-1 to Norris. They're bothering the pitcher as well, Scott Carroll. Certainly can be a distraction.
Yeah, definitely.
Worry about the hitter as well. There's a shot, base hit. Bangs off the wall. Trotting in his Cespedes. He'll score. Norris hustling for second. Another double, and it's 4-0. The A's lead.
How about this 90-mile fastball? Watch the quickness of Derek Norris. You talk about a hot hitter, and you really don't expect him to hit. He get a hit every time, but it seems like he makes solid contact. That ball crushed. He had to hustle into second because the ball came back so quickly. Dicedo. Stay hot, D.
So Norris gets the RBI, his 20th of the year. A meeting on the mound. Nobody's really moving around out in the bullpen. All right, they're into it. So here's Reddick. First pitch to Reddick, bends him back but it's going to pop away from the catcher Flowers, and Norris goes to third. The Flowers got a glove on it. Very well could be a pass ball.
I don't think Carroll likes the music. He's trying to throw one up and then to Reddick. Change the music. Got out of the way, but you're right. It's. I think I heard him say wild pitch. And a lot of that's because the catcher's down low and had to reach up. But you get a glove on it, figure somehow it's going to stay in the mitt.
Reddick lays off 2-0. Now they're starting to move around out in that White Sox bullpen. 2-0 curveball catches the outside corner. That's Frank Francisco. Francisco throwing like he's really not in a big hurry to get ready. Pop up foul, 2-2. Reddick with a fly ball to right. A single and a run scored. That was in the fourth inning. Two pitch. That one's belted to right center. That's hit well. Sierra's going back. He's near the wall, and it is gone. Reddick, a booming home run, 2-run shot, and the A's have blown this one open.
Guess what music we're going to keep hearing, and why not? Talk about a nice swing. Josh Reddick with a 2-strike curveball and just lifted it.
So Reddick, his second home run of the year, he's now got 12 RBIs. Don Cooper does not look happy. 4 runs here in the 5th inning, and the A's have a 6-0 lead. Iaspo takes a pitch in the dirt. There's a base hit center field, so Iaspo lines a single. That's the 5th hit in this inning by the A's.
Now watch a little uppercut. The great swing by Josh Reddick on this curveball. He just goes down and gets it and lofts it. Faces the top hand as he unloads, but a great follow through with a very good swing. And it just kept carrying right center. You knew it was going to be at least off the wall, and just kept carrying, and to the left of the 388. And the tunnel with the Como. And Careless Whisper. It's a nice combination.
Slowly towards short. Ramirez will go to second. Side retired. A's come up big. They score 4 times on 5 hits. And we're headed to the 6th inning. And the A's now lead 6-0. thanks to the 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Drew Pomeranz feels pretty good now. Bugs are out tonight. It's becoming a little bit of an issue for certainly the players out on the field.
Didn't bother Josh Reddick.
So here's the new pitcher, Dan Otero. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. So Otero comes in 3-0 with a 2.41 ERA. He faces Beckham, Abreu, and Viciedo. Beckham is 0 for 2 tonight. 1 for 5 in the series, and a curveball that stays a little up and in. Mariners still leading the Rays 1-0. That game now in the 6th inning. Good sinker there by Otero.
The thing that Dan Otero likes to do is that pitch to Beckham. Down and in with a sinking fastball. Look at the location. Watch it take off down and in almost to the back foot. But most hitters will swing on top of it. If they make contact, it's going to be a ground ball to the left side.
That one's lined towards Cespedes. He has to hustle back, and he caught it. He reached up right at the last second. Underhands it in. And that's out number 1.
Well, and you look at what happened in the first inning, and Cespedes, using his tremendous speed, goes up, and well, that's a gazelle catching that ball. But even the throw back in is even, I think, better. Reacted, going back on it, jumped up, and made a nice running catch.
So that's out number 1 here in the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Jose Abreu.
Tell you what, he can throw a ball underhand a long way.
He threw it right to Lowry. Lowry never moved. So 0-1 to Abreu, who has struck out and singled. Just 3 hits for the White Sox so far. That one off the foot of Abreu, and that's his bad ankle, and I think he just hit it off of, so that doesn't help any. You look at him swing and how he kind of pressure that's on his left ankle. If it's bothering you, it's definitely going to affect you hitting.
Yeah. You have to put the foot down eventually. He doesn't stride that much. Kind of a little toe tap of the left toe.
And he chases, and that is strikeout number 9 for A's pitchers tonight.
A hard sinker again, supposed to be inside, but Dan threw it towards the middle of the plate. But a great sinker. One thing we've noticed about Abreu, he is aggressive. He was swinging a lot of pitches, sometimes out of the strike zone as that one was, but it makes you wonder if your pitcher is capable of not throwing him a strike. If he's going to be that aggressive, swinging the bat, you might as well get him to try to chase pitches out of the strike zone.
Otero spins a curveball in there to Viciedo for a strike. Otero says, I'm going to throw it a little further outside because we saw Viciedo chase that pitch last night. Sogard has it, and Otero has a very nice 3-up, 3-down inning. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Sogard, Jason, and Lowry to hit. 6-0 the A's lead.
U versus Rewind started in the first inning. Brandon Moss with 2 outs over the head. Little misplay by the left fielder of Isiero, but still an RBI double scoring Cespedes. And boy, the A's are just coming through big time as Gentry with a 2-out base hit up the middle. That would score a run. Josh Reddick, as he started with a 2-out single. And then Drew Pomeranz again doing a great job. 5 innings of shutout baseball, elevating his fastball inside with that fastball to Simeon. And 8 strikeouts for him, 82 pitches, right exactly where Kurt Young wanted him, right around 80. So he goes 82, qualifies for the win, and a great job.
So the new pitcher for the White Sox is Frank Francisco. Big right-hander, 33 years old. Drew Pomeranz tonight. 8 strikeouts in 5 shutout innings, and he threw 82 pitches. Pretty much in control was Drew Pomeranz for his 5 innings. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Frank Francisco comes in. Just his 2nd appearance for the White Sox. Francisco, lots of years with the Rangers. And then 2011 with Toronto. 2012 with the Mets. Some surgery for his right elbow, and now pitching for the White Sox. Sogard bounces one to second, so Sogard grounds out for the 3rd time.
Well, we can't talk about this enough. On Sunday, June 1st, as the A's give away the first ever chip and chili platter. It's presented by Ross Dress for Less. This one-of-a-kind item recognizes A's bench coach Chip Payola and hitting coach Chili Davis. The chip and chili platter will be a great addition to any barbecue. For information, tickets, visit athletics.com/tickets or call 877-493-BALL. Oh, they're standing together. They knew we were going to talk about them. That's Chip, and the other guy was Chili. We moved too quickly. But that's the chip and chili platter that you're going to be getting. There they are. This is Chip, and that's Chili. We've got a unique giveaway. That's probably what they're talking about right there. On June 1st, we have a giveaway of a chip and chili platter.
A couple of good guys.
Yep. I mean, this is probably as happy as we're going to see Chip, because the A's have a 6-0 lead in the 6th inning. Talking a little baseball. Chili's a grinder. Chip is a grinder. He grinds a lot. But he's into every game. Wants the club to win.
Jaso takes a strike. Jaso's helping the club win right now.
That's right.
2 for 3 tonight. He's doing everything right. Single in the 1st. Ground out in the 3rd. Doubled and scored in the 5th. His double opened up that 4-run inning, and he's got another hit. That's a magic wand, folks. He's 3 for 4.
Well, just simply the fact that he uses the whole field. The single in the 1st went to right field, double in the 5th to right field, and this 2-1 fastball. Check the inside-out swing, a little bit away, so he just stays back and shoots it to left field. And when you have a hitter using the whole field like that, that's great on-base percentage. In this case, a 1-out base hit.
So Jaso on base 3 times. His on-base percentage coming into this game was .383. You get up over 360, 370 with your on-base percentage. That's pretty good. So a quick meeting at the mound between Flowers and Frank Francisco. I don't know. I just swing it and I'm hot. You know how it is, Paulie. First pitch to Lowry is a strike outside corner with a fastball. Double play single and a pop out for Lowry so far tonight.
Got the hole between first and second again, although Francisco throws hard. Little movement on his fastball, as Jaso realized when he shot the ball to left field.
Good swing there by Lowry. 0-2. Cespedes to follow. See Flowers, the catcher, I think he wanted a high fastball.
Yeah.
So the count 1-2 to Lowry. Changeup. Good downward movement by Francisco. .84 degrees at first pitch tonight. Doesn't feel like it's gone down a whole lot. It's just about one of the nicest nights we've had in a long time. So the count stays 1-2. Lowry spoiling some pitches from Francisco.
Nothing's easy for the manager until the 27th out.
Nope.
Yeah, that's. Was he saw what happened last night. What looked like it was going to be an easy victory, but White Sox didn't give up. Scored 3 in the 9th inning and tying run at second. So while things look good, until it's all over, you can't breathe. Sigh of relief. He's trying to win their 25th game and be 10 over 500 if they can get a win tonight.
Well, they're already a season high 9 over. And now 2-2 to Lowry. .34-8. They've outscored their opponents. And no surprise that they've won 5 in a row and they're looking to make it 6. Another foul ball by Lowry.
Bob Melvin, when asked about the success of the club and the good start and everything, and thought he had a valid reasoning, valid point, where he said the pitching is pretty consistent. He said sometimes the offense can sputter a little bit, but what they've done now with scoring the runs and getting the pitching, so you're not giving up any runs, you're scoring runs, so everything's working perfectly.
You're going to have a winning streak.
Yeah, exactly.
Right center field, and that's going to get down. Sierra kicks it around, and Jaso's going to go to third, and they're going to wave him home, and he's going to score. 7-0, the A's lead. Sierra could not field it cleanly, and we'll see what the ruling is. So it's going to be a double. No RBI and an E9.
They said bad start at 0-2. Lowry fouled off 4, got 2 ball and 2 strike count, and with Sierra trying to cut it off, could not. And Jaso, with Mike Gallego's instructions, just kept running, did not hesitate. Ball hit the heel of the glove, went into the pocket, but could not grasp it. And that allowed Jaso to keep running and score. So a double for Lowry after a great at bat. And even though it's not an RBI, another double for the doubles machine.
So first error in the game for either team, and it belongs to Sierra, the right fielder. And here's Cespedes, another runner at second for the A's. So that's 5 doubles and a home run tonight for the Athletics.
And this run scored with 1 out. The A's, through the 5 innings, had scored 5 of their 6 runs with 2 outs.
So 2-0 to Cespedes. Still only 1 out in the inning. I think, Ray, the White Sox are going to score a lot of runs, but their pitching staff needs to get some guys healthy and get some guys to turn things around, because there's some question marks in the rotation and some question marks in the bullpen.
And as we have seen for as long as the game of baseball has been played, and that's why you need good pitching, because good pitching is going to stop good hitting. And so while they can score some runs, if the pitching cannot stop the opposition, you can't score enough. It just tonight they're being shut out. Last night it scored just 1 run through 8 innings, did add 3 in the 9th to make it a close game, but still the pitching from the A standpoint has been outstanding.
2-2 now to Cespedes. White Sox team ERA 13th in the American League out of 15 teams. The A's first. So Lowry, the runner, at second. Pop-up. Konerko coming over, and Konerko runs out of room. Even if you catch it out of bounds, it still counts.
Oh, yeah.
No question.
It's like getting a blue pit and a line drive in the paper. As long as you got the pelota, it doesn't make any difference how you got it.
Rules are different for foul balls. Cespedes 2 hits tonight. Single, double, RBI, 2 runs scored. Good swing there. Swung so hard he lost his balance.
I think the sign of a good pitcher is one who can get a couple of strikes on a hitter and put him away. And Cespedes with a big swing in with a couple of strikes. He did that his last at bat when he hit the hanging slider off Carroll for the RBI double. Look at Francisco in this inning. Gets ahead, 2 strikes with Lowry. Fouls off 4 before he gets the double. And now 2-2 count on Cespedes. He fouls off a couple. So that's 6 extra pitches where Francisco not able to put him away.
And that one's belted to center field. Garcia's back. He's near the wall, and he's going to leap, and he caught it. He went over the wall and brought it back and took a home run away. Lori Garcia went up over the wall. He timed his leap perfectly.
As high as the ball was hit, that enables the outfielder to do exactly what Garcia did to Rob Cespedes. Gets all the way back as far as he can go, jumps straight up, and brings it back right in front of the Comcast Sportsnet California sign. That's highway robbery there. A great play, but he timed it perfectly. And again, the fact that it was hit so high, it enabled him to get back to the wall, and the wall didn't stop him as he jumped up.
So 2 outs, and here's Moss. Moss hits one high into right field. Sierra's back, and that baby's gone. 2-run homer for Moss. 9-0, the A's lead.
You're not going to rob 2. Curveball, and Brandon Moss with his son Jaden extremely happy that Daddy got one. Almost got one his last at bat, but this time Brandon Moss crushed it in. This one was not going to be robbed. It was not going to come back. Up on the stairs in right field.
So Moss, double homer, 3 RBIs tonight. He now has 31 RBIs on the year and 7 home runs. So 3 more runs here in the 6th. So 4 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th for the A's, and they lead 9-0. Inside to Norris. It was a changeup. So the count 2-0. Francisco, 27 pitches in this inning, and more bad ones than good ones. One of the outs was a home run that was taken back by the center fielder Garcia.
Yeah, I think you said it best when he was taking his time warming up in the bullpen, and you know, he knew he had to be coming in the game just because Carroll had struggled a little bit. 84 pitches in just 5 innings, 11 hits, 6 runs for the right-hander who started the game.
3-0 pitch, not close. So there's the walk. Hey, now in its 8th season, the Comcast Sportsnet All-Star Teacher Program recognizes Bay Area teachers that make a difference. Visit csncalifornia.com and vote for the 2014 All-Star Teacher, and check out the finalist bios and video features. The winning teacher receives $20,000 for his or her school. So here's Reddick. Reddick, big night. 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer. And a good swing there. He just got underneath it. Shallow center. Ramirez is called off by Garcia. He's got it side retired. 3 more runs for the A's. The last 2 coming off the bat of Brandon Moss. It was his 7th home run of the year. And we're on to the 7th inning. The A's lead the White Sox 9-0. By Coors, the Banquet Beer, April 25th of 2012. The White Sox, Paul Konerko. It's career home run number 400. He did it against the Athletics right here at the Coliseum, and it tied the game in the top of the 9th. Now, the A's would go on to win the game, walk-off fashion, but this was it. Career home run number 400, and it was a big one.
Grab foul for it, the high fastball, and yeah, it was not a cheap one.
Konerko will bat second in this inning. It'll be Ramirez, Konerko, and Sierra. Top of the 7th. The baseball loose out in right field, so Reddick will track it down.
Did Dunn get his 400th the same year?
I think they did. Yeah. They were like jockeying back and forth.
And it seemed like they both hit them in the same season.
Konerko with 435 career home runs. Adam Dunn, 445. So there you go. So they're close, and they've been close for a while.
There's Adam Dunn next to Harold Baines. He had a few himself.
Ramirez, a walk and a ground out. Still 1-0 Mariners over the Rays in the 8th inning now in Seattle. Iwakuma and Price, good pitching matchup there. Lowry backhands, throws in time to get Alexi Ramirez. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning, or make that the top of the 7th inning.
Number 14, Paul Konerko.
And here is Konerko. Belisario, the right-hander, starts to get loose. Was it 4 years ago, Ray, when Konerko was a free agent, and from what it sounded like, he was very close to signing with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Right.
I believe he lives in the Phoenix area in the offseason.
Scottsdale. Yep.
And the White Sox made a late run at him and said, we want to keep you, and he decided that was where he wanted to stay and finish his career, and he ended up re-signing with the White Sox. And then this past offseason, he re-signed again, just a 1-year deal for $2.5 million, which tells you that he wanted to finish as a White Sox. Why not?
Jerry Reinsdorf, a lot of respect for the owner of the White Sox, Jerry Reinsdorf. And goes without saying that you play for the owner who treats you well. You want to stay there. And I think it says a lot about Konerko that he's come a long way. When we started with the Dodgers, I think he was a catcher when he first started. And White Sox just won the World Championship in 2005. And you know, you stay and show your allegiance to a club that gave you a chance to play consistently, put up some numbers, and just stay there.
Konerko grounds out. He's 0 for 2 of the walk tonight, so 2 outs. In the White Sox record books, Konerko second in home runs, second in RBIs, second in games played, third in hits. Very much a fan favorite in Chicago. You know, and I don't know. Frank Thomas, terrific seasons, MVP awards with the White Sox. I don't know that Frank Thomas is as popular as Paul Konerko.
Paulie's,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good point. Yeah.
And that's not a criticism of Frank Thomas at all.
But as the season winds down, you're going to see the popularity of Paul Konerko in Chicago, in the South Side. And I think that the broadcaster in the other booth will miss calling Paulie. Yeah, come on, Paulie. Get a hit, Paulie. Stretch. I mean, nobody better than Hawk when it comes to calling a stretch home run, especially with Paulie or Tank. There he is. Got that red vest on with Comcast on the left, and he's upset. I mean, you talk about leading White Sox. I mean, that's the Hawk. Say what you want about the way he calls the game, but he loves the White Sox.
So indeed, not happy with it being 9-0.
I probably would have played another 10 years if I had not thrown batting practice to him one spring when the backfield at High Corbett Field. Oh yeah, Hawkins said, "Let's go, throw me some BP."
So Sierra strikes out for the 3rd time. 7th inning stretch coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the midpoint of the 7th.
I think if he looked at our scorecards, he'd be happy. Because the A's have scored 9 runs. The White Sox have scored 0. When it's time for change, take Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Ronald Belisario comes in. A free agent signing to bolster the bullpen for the White Sox this past offseason. New third baseman is Connor Gillespie. And Semien moves over to the shortstop spot, and Alexi Ramirez is going to get the rest of the night off. So Frank Francisco goes an inning. There's also a new catcher. It's Adrian Nieto. So Tyler Flowers is out. And Robin Ventura probably says, hey, I could play Tyler Flowers tomorrow. Maybe get him off field for the final 3 innings. Belisario faces Callaspo here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Fly out, walk, and a single for Callaspo. 1 for a strike. Francisco gives up 3 runs, 3 hits in 1 inning. A's bullpen, Fernando Abad starts to throw. So it was a 2-0 game after 4, and then the A's busted it open with 4 in the 5th and 3 in the 6th. 3-1. Moss with a homer. He's lots of good swings tonight. Strike inside corner.
Moss is hot, but you think about the hits he's gotten recently off left-handed pitchers. Starting with Gio Gonzalez on Sunday and playing a little bit more consistently, if not almost every day, at first base, regardless of who's pitching. And when he handles lefties as well as he is, and you know what he does against the righties.
So there's the leadoff walk. Here's our true story brought to you by McDonald's. We cannot forget about Frank Thomas. He's going to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. The Big Hurt played for the White Sox from 1990. Started in 1990. He was with the A's after that, with the Blue Jays. 521 career home runs. 2-time MVP. He won it in 1993, won it in 1994. He's going in with Tom Glavine, Mike Maddox. Greg Maddox.
Mike will be there, but it will be in the stands watching his brother.
He will be there, yes.
2006 for the Athletics. Look at the numbers: 39 and 114, scored 77, and moved on to Toronto after that. But he had some numbers with the A's. Man, he was outstanding. First 8 seasons, at least 100 runs batted in.
And he signed late with the A's, right?
Yes, he did. He didn't come back, but that year.
The year, yeah, right. Going into the 2006 right. season. He was terrific. Hey, you get MVP votes. You've had a good year. He did that. Three and one now to Gentry. Gentry, a strikeout, an RBI single, and a ground out. And that's a base hit to right field. And Gentry just waited, shot it into right field. A little inside out swing. Tony La Russa is going into the Hall of Fame. That's where he started his managerial career. Poor Tony had to sport those bad uniforms. Those aren't a whole lot better, but.
Well, there's some umpires. Jim Evans there, the longtime umpire. Ken Kaiser was the other guy that he came out to talk to. But Tony, congratulations as always for 3 World Championships, 1 with the A's, a couple with the Cardinals, and he will go in without a logo on his plaque. So he respects, and of course Hawk was with Tony in Chicago. Hawk was a general manager. Came out of the booth, become general manager for the White Sox. But Tony, of course, respects Jerry Reinsdorf and the White Sox. Late Walter Haas, the Haas family, of course, with the Athletics and the Cardinals, where he managed and won a couple of championships. And said, I can't justify putting a logo of any one of those three teams without insulting the other two, more or less. And as he said, when I come to Oakland, I have the plaque. I can come to Oakland, go to Chicago, go to St. Louis. Doesn't matter, because he'd be in the Hall of Fame.
Sogard flies out.
And we expect him to come out here because he lives in the area. He better.
But that's certainly a very legitimate reasoning for Tony La Russa.
Absolutely. Well, and of course, he looks at the White Sox, or he looked at the White Sox, giving him the opportunity to manage, which he had success there. Of course, coming to the A's with a good club to go to the World Series 3 consecutive years, and a lot of respect for the Haas family, which everybody did. And then to the Cardinals to win again. And Greg Maddux also will go to Cooperstown without a logo, as you think more of him as a Brave, but he started with the Cubs, and similarly said he would not have been able to do as well as he did without starting with the Cubs. I think he finished with the Cubs as well.
Jaso waited on that nicely, fouls it back. So 0-2 to Jaso with 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jaso single, ground out, double, single. 3 for 4. He has scored twice. That one to the backstop. So 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Nieto had it pop off his glove.
Well, ball kept running, and see what they get. They had Flowers or the pitcher, a wild pitch on the ball. Got about fastball on this one.
So Jaso with a couple of RBIs sitting out there. Espo at 3rd, Gentry at 2nd, and the pitch swing and a miss. Sharp breaking ball there, and Jaso swings and misses. So 1 out here, make it 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning.
A heartbreaking ball from Belisario, and right at the end, no split. Got the job done.
Batting for Jed Lowry, number 1, Nick.
So Nick Punto's going to hit for Lowry here in the 7th. Jed Lowry will get a couple of innings off. Punto takes a strike. Punto hitting .214, no home runs, 6 RBIs. In the lineup last night, did not get a hit. In the 9th inning now, the Mariners still holding on to that 1-0 lead. It's the Rays. A's will be in St. Petersburg on their next road trip coming up. We will leave on Thursday. Cleveland, St. Petersburg, and Toronto. So another 3-city trip.
I checked last year's schedule, Kai, one time last year.
1 3-city trip.
Yep.
How about that?
That was it.
That went into the A's dugout, heads up in there.
So it was New York, Cleveland, Seattle. East to Central.
Coming home.
Yeah. Yeah.
A's first 5 road trips are 3-city trips, which is almost unheard of.
Yeah.
First 5.
It's hard to believe it. It does average out.
For some reason this year it doesn't feel like that. Not yet.
Yeah, it does not feel like that.
Beckham slides to his right, flips to first. So the A's strand a couple, and we're on to the 8th from the Coliseum. It's 9-0. The A's lead. Most consecutive innings without a walk in Oakland history. Dennis Eckersley did it 50 1/3 innings consecutively, 89 through 90. Sean Doolittle is working his way toward that. 32 innings going back to last year without a walk. How about that? Back on that list twice. Just did not like to walk people. Doolittle just blows people away. So it's 9-0. The A's lead the White Sox. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. It's Fernando Abad taking over here in the top of the 8th inning. So Dan Otero, 2 perfect innings with a couple of strikeouts. Now Abad trying to continue that good bullpen work after Pomeranz went 5 shutout innings. Defensive changes for the A's as well. We'll give you those in just a moment. This is Connor Gillespie leading things off. First at bat for him. Moss is now in left field. Punto stays in the game at short. And Barton. There's Punto at short. And Barton is now at first. So Moss at left. Punto at short. Barton at first. And a base hit for Gillespie. Connor Gillespie, who came in the game at third base, is now hitting in the A spot, and he has a leadoff single.
Spring training book. A lot of changes.
There, huh?
Yeah, a lot of changes. But they're always good changes when, in this case, the A's have the lead they have. And Bob Melvin does not mind having a messy score sheet or a lineup card. A little smile on his face. Chip grinding it next to it.
We'll see if Chip could hear us. You know what I would tell him? I'd say, hey, Chip. David DeJesus just led off the top of the 9th inning with a home run to tie the game in Seattle for the Rays.
Wow.
So,
Fernando Rodney?
Yeah, so we're trying to put a smile on everybody's face here. David DeJesus, first batter in the top of the 9th inning. And Rays tied 1-1. Grounded to third. Out at second. Sogard on the turn. Got him. Speedy runner. And the A's were still able to turn the 5-4-3 double play.
He must not have been running as fast that time because he had a shot to second. But I'll tell you what, this is a very good turn by the Athletics. Round the horn, Calles this time took a little crow hop. Nice feed to Sogard coming across the bag. Now see, last night when Beckham went into the runner, that's where you're supposed to handle the ball from the left side. Come across the bag to get the ball, and Calles with a perfect throw to Sogard.
Here's Semien, the leadoff hitter, who has had a tough night. He has struck out 3 times. Twice swinging, once looking. And it's a homecoming for him. Grew up in the Bay Area. See, if it's a homecoming and you're losing 9-0 and you've struck out 3 times, you got to swing at the first. You got to do something to not strike out for the 4th time.
That's a good point. And Dodd's not a good guy to face to try to avoid striking out.
That's a very good point.
But he's up there swinging first pitch curveball. But since then, he figured he's got 2 strikes, and the young man has a souvenir. I hope he played it off the carom, because that ball was drilled to left field.
1-2 pitch, a changeup, and he got him. So Semien strikes out for the 4th time. Tough night for the youngster. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 9-0 A's. Here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. All A's tonight. 0-3-1 for the White Sox. 9-15-0 for the Athletics. Drew Pomeranz 5 shutout innings with 8 strikeouts. And look at the A's. The last 6 games, they're just pounding their opponents. Remember, they won the last game of the doubleheader, second game of the doubleheader on Wednesday. And then they swept the Nationals in a 3-game series, so that's 4 wins in a row. 1 last night, that's 5, and trying to make it 6 wins in a row tonight. New pitcher for the White Sox, Matt Lindstrom, who is doing their closing. He's going to come in here in the bottom of the 8th. He's 2-1 with a 2.81 ERA. Facing Derek Barton. Barton with a good swing, fouls it back. The Angels won earlier today, 4-3. There you see Joe Savory warming up. The Angels beat Cliff Lee. The Angels scored 4 unearned runs in the 6th inning off Cliff Lee and won 4-3. If somebody wants to take on a big contract, Cliff Lee could be available.
He's got a big one. He's got to be. I figure the Phillies might be doing something if they can unload some of the players, their contracts.
Phillies now 17-20 on the year. 1-2 pitch. Barton, a little flare. Looks like it's going to drop, and it will drop. So Derek Barton's got a base hit.
Monday, May the 26th, celebrate Memorial Day at the O.Co Coliseum, where 10,000 fans will receive an elephant batting practice camp presented by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Prior to the 105 matinee game against the Detroit Tigers, this must-have snapback hat features a flat bill and the iconic A's elephant logo. For information and tickets, visit athletics.com/tickets or call 877-493-BALL. Forward to the flat cap.
Yep.
Snapback flat cap.
By the time that giveaway gets there, you're going to be able to say that without even thinking.
Won't even be reading it. I'll just be memorizing it.
That's right. Moss with a home run tonight. He's got 3 RBIs. And he drives one right center. Hit a ton. And that baby's gone. Take a watch where this one lands, folks.
The curveball the last time, fastball this time. You talk about a mighty swing. Watch it. Go ahead and look at it. You deserve to. As this ball was crushed. And this is nighttime. Granted, the weather is nice, but way up. Way up. Go on. Just take a few steps up to get that souvenir. 5th career 2-home-run game. And what a find for Brandon Moss to the Oakland Athletics. And amazing.
He has 8 home runs, 33 RBIs, and that guy got it. All right. All right. All right. Here's Norris. Swings and misses. It's 0-2. Norris 1 for 3 with a double and a walk and an RBI and a run scored. 11-0 the A's lead. Dribbled foul down the first baseline.
You know, it's the lineup. Of course, you have a game in which the A's led 9-0, and Bob Melvin made some moves, taking some guys out as Robin Ventura started it. But one guy stays in the game, Brandon Moss. He goes from first base to the outfield. And somebody's, you know, you have to stay in. Not everybody can take off the last 2 or 3 innings. So, if I were Brandon Moss, I'd be saying, keep me in. You know, I want to stay in the game and get another at bat. And he's driven in 5 tonight with 2 2-run home runs, the big opposite field double in the first inning.
0-2 pitch is a fastball up and away. Well, there's a statistic that a lot of baseball people feel like it's a pretty good barometer of how good you are, and that's run differential. It's very simple, right? It's just how many runs have you scored, how many runs have you allowed. Well, coming into tonight, the A's have the best run differential in the major leagues. They're plus 62, which is amazing.
Unheard of.
The fact that this is only game number 40.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
Now, that was before 11-0. So right now they have a run differential of plus 73 in 40 games.
Hard to believe.
I don't have a reference point to tell you how good that is, but I'm just going to tell you it's unbelievably good.
Well, the reference point
at this point in the year,
where that the next closest maybe plus 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. You know, so it blows everybody out of the water with that number. And like you said, adding the 11 tonight.
I think the Tigers. Let me see if I can.
Kai, boy, you're looking at that gentleman standing next to Chili Davis with Eric O'Flaherty. young man that the A's acquired coming off Tommy John surgery. And they're booing because he didn't play the music. Derek O'Flaherty making a comeback, and another pretty good left-hander that the A's know is going to be back in the lineup pretty soon. And these fans are pretty good because Josh Reddick was introduced and they did not play the music.
Nope.
And the fans actually were booing. So Diamond Vision, cue it up.
Careless whisper. 1-1 to Reddick, and shoots to the backstop. Well, to double up on the run differential, the Tigers coming into tonight, Ray, plus 40.
Yeah.
So they're second best in the American League, and the Tigers have the best record in the American League. So if you're significantly above the Tigers, that tells you just how amazing it really is. Hit hard, a nice backhand by Konerko. Reddick is retired. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A's with a 2-run homer by Moss to make it 11-0. Every once in a while, and it's happened a handful of times, a team will actually make the postseason with a minus run differential. It does not happen very often. So you're saying, well, how the heck does that happen? Well, maybe you win a lot of close games, and once in a while you get blown out, but you still have a good year, and that is possible. Doesn't happen a lot, though. Oh, 1 pitch to Callaspo is fouled at the plate. So 0-2. Every starter had a hit tonight except for Eric Sogard. Sogard 0 for 4. He's thinking that's not right. He's got 17 hits.
It's all right, good defense. You know, somebody's got to catch the ball. Somebody's got to suffer with an offer, but he's right now hoping for a couple of guys to get on, give at least another chance.
Callaspo, soft line drive to Beckham, side retired. Big night for Brandon Moss, his second 2-run homer. He's got 5 RBIs total. So it's now 11-0. The A's lead as we head to the 9th inning.
On Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Xfinity. home of the most live sports. And by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
5 RBI night for Brandon Moss, and the A's lead 11-0. The A's have brought in Joe Savory from the bullpen to try to get the final 3 outs and get the A's their 6th consecutive win. So Savory to face Beckham leading off the 9th inning. First pitch is a fastball for a strike. Beckham is 0 for 3. Only 4 hits tonight for the White Sox. Just a bit inside. Abreu to follow, and then Viciedo. There's Drew Pomeranz sticking around. Why not? He's got a chance to get his 2nd win in as many starts.
I think sometimes that's a reliever mentality where you come in the game and stay around to support your teammates. And Pomeranz been in the bullpen, but in the rotation. 2nd start and pitching very well. Stay right there.
One and 2 to Beckham. Pitch runs inside. Ray, that game in Seattle, the Rays scored another run in the 9th inning. So the Rays 2, the Mariners 1. Bottom of the 9th inning, and David Price is still pitching. So he was on the hook for one of those complete game losses, but now he's got a chance to get a complete game win. Punto charges, throws, and Martin easily digs it out. Beckham is 0 for 4.
Here's tonight's Honda player of the game, Drew Pomeranz. Of course, 4-1 inning after he left. He pitched 5 innings, did a very good job. High fastball, trying to pitch it inside. Good curveball there. But that pitch simply an inside with a fastball, who struck out 4 times. But Pomeranz did an excellent job mixing just the 2 pitches, knuckle curve and his fastball. But as he tried to get the fastball inside, left it up high, but it worked out to his benefit as he got consistent strikeouts. 8 strikeouts tonight. So 10 innings in the rotation. He's yet to give up a run.
Punto grabs this one. Hard hit ball by Abreu. 2 outs. So Viciedo, the final man, hopefully to step in. Day game tomorrow. Ray's going to head over to radio with Vincent Kent.
Talk a little baseball.
Right, so we will not be televising tomorrow.
Miss you. Yeah,
Miss you too.
It's going to be hard.
See you on the plane Thursday. Yeah. So 0-1 the count to Viciedo. It's been Pomeranz for 5, Otero for 2, Abad for 1, and now Savory here in the 9th. And that one's driven to center. Gentry's going back. He's right near the wall, and he's got it, and that's the ball game. So Savory with a 3-up, 3-down 9th inning. And the A's have now won 6 games in a row, and they are 25-15 on the year. So plenty of offense. Moss with 5 RBIs and a shutout. The A's get their 5th shutout of the season. So you have to look long and hard to find anything wrong with tonight's game, and you probably wouldn't. It's 11-0, and the A's will go for the 3-game sweep tomorrow.
Derek Norris, granted, he's as hot as anybody swinging the bat, but the one thing that he wants to do is continue to catch shutouts. And got a ringing double down the left field line, but once again, another shutout started with Pomeranz in the Wednesday game. Derek caught the 2nd game, shutout. Another shutout following that on Friday night or Saturday, and then almost had another one Sunday. So, you know, good things are happening. Defense, pitching is outstanding, scoring some runs, and of course, pitching is always a little bit easier when they know the run support is there.
17 hits, 3 home runs. So they were just swinging it tonight. And you could just tell. I thought with Scott Carroll, the starting pitcher, he was okay early, but you just got the feeling that it was just a matter of time before the A's were going to get to this guy, because they were having pretty decent at-bats against him earlier in the game.
I don't think the A's, we've seen a club or clubs that the A's have had where the other pitchers are not worn down. I mean, it's just amazing. 84 pitches in 5 innings for Carroll tonight, but they're not easy innings throwing that many pitches. They're stressful innings where runners are on base and make one mistake, and all of a sudden there's a run scoring. A lot of early runs scored with 2 outs, which always helps a ball club. It gives a lot of confidence to a ball club, but you know, it's just everything working right now in the A's favor.
Indeed. 3 home runs tonight, 1 by Josh Reddick, and he is standing by downstairs. And Josh, we chuckled in later in the game when Moss stayed in the game. There were some changes, and you were able to stay in the game. But are you guys thinking, now, don't take me out, there's too many good pitches to hit? Is that kind of what you guys are thinking about late in the game when Bob starts making some changes?
I guess. I mean, I'm never one to get taken out of the game anyway, so I'm not really that worried about it. I was upstairs looking at video, and Sesame says, I don't know why I got taken out, but I got taken out. So I know Moss was happy. I don't know why y'all got me down here. I mean, he had 5 RBIs tonight, but whatever. You know, it's always good to be on with you two guys.
No, listen, we always want to have you on. So much to talk about because of a bunt last night with the shift. You had a lot of conversation with Adam Dunn. A base hit to left field with the shift tonight, and then you stay back on a great breaking ball down, and you hit a 2-run home run. So very productive couple of games for you. But talk about the shift, the bunt, hitting the ball in the opposite field, something we've talked about before, which you try to do and think about doing, and especially with the shift.
I don't try to hit it over there. I mean, if they're going to give me the bunt for free, I'm going to take it every time. Absolutely. And it definitely opens up another hole for me. And we found that out tonight with Ramirez up the middle. And didn't hit the ball the best I wanted to over there, but it worked out, so I'm not going to complain a whole lot. But, you know, sometimes it rolls that way, and then sometimes you hit the ball hard in the gap, and second baseman's over there, throws you out. So you hope it evens out, and hopefully in your favor it goes a lot more on the hits than it does the outs.
Well, you certainly hit the ball square in the 5th inning with your home run. And tell us about hitting in this kind of weather. Is it really noticeable that the ball carries better when it's real warm like this?
Oh, it's a completely different feeling from when it's, you know, 50 to 60 degrees out here. I love it. You know, I grew up playing in the heat and humidity. My body feels a lot better out here, and I get loose a lot faster. But the ball definitely carries a lot more here when it's hot and the wind's not blowing in, and you don't have to worry about the chill factor here, as we saw from the long balls we had tonight.
Now, you know you have to explain your music. You know, it's such great music. I mean, you've got your relief pitchers down there. You got the right field bleacher creatures out there doing, the swaying with your music. How did that come about?
You know, I just heard it in the clubhouse the other day, and we've obviously heard that song plenty of times on the radio growing up, and I just figured, why not? You know, there's really no reason that I did it. I just did it to do it and have fun, and the fans seem to jump on board with it, so they're having fun with it, and I'm having fun with it, and it seems to be working out just fine right now.
So, Josh, you do know who George Michael and Andrew Ridgely are, then?
I do. I know Wham.
Perfect.
Just because they came out with that before I was born, I mean, I don't know them.
Now, what about in your last at-bat? The fans actually booed when they didn't play your music.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on upstairs.
Yeah.
I actually looked back at it when I was running back to the dugout, because it's funny because you get all the fans interacted with it. And,
that's right.
You know, as hitters, it doesn't matter what we got. If we got Miley Cyrus or Metallica coming on, we're relying on that to play when we come into the bat, and you know, it's kind of upsetting that I don't get to hear it. Usually they screw it up whenever it's between innings, but you know, after a batter had already hit, that's kind of messed up that they did that.
Well, Josh, I got to tell you, Abad was dancing a little bit by himself.
Doolittle,
kind of a slow dance by himself, if that's possible. Doolittle was kind of getting into it a little bit, so. You know, I think you may have something here.
Maybe, as long as you know, the fans and the players are having fun with it, I'm going to have fun with it, and you know, as long as everybody approves. I haven't heard one negative thing about it yet, so I'll keep rolling with it.
Well, if you're no superstition, I'm sure. So music doesn't make it doesn't make a difference, right?
I'm a baseball player. We're not superstitious at all. What are you talking about, Ray?
There's nothing better when you can finish an interview with "Careless Whisper" by Wham. That's good enough, Josh. We're going to let you go.
And we always want to have you on the postgame. We appreciate you taking your time to be on with us.
I just wasn't expecting it. When Mossie's night, I figured he'd be the guy. But I'm always happy to be here with you guys.
That's right.
Good man.
Wham does wonders, Josh. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
All right. So just one of the many heroes, certainly. And Brandon Moss, he had 5 RBIs, but just a lot of good at bats tonight. And we talked about it in the open of our show, Ray, about how this team can score runs in so many different ways. Tonight, they just banged the ball around the yard, but There may be nights where they have to create runs, and they can certainly do that as well. And right now, the offense, defense, and pitching is all working, and that's why they're sitting on a 6-game winning streak.
And I still think anytime a club can score runs with 2 outs, everybody in the dugout's going to be happy. Manager, coaching staff, the hitting coach, everybody's going to be extremely happy, because those are hard runs to come by. Because you get runners on base, you get 2 outs, the pitcher's feeling good about himself, and all of a sudden he gives up a run. That's very demoralizing for him. It helps the offense. A's are doing that. And so in all cylinders, they're doing what they need to be doing. And remember, they had lost 6 consecutive games here at the Coliseum going back to the Texas series. And then the first 3 games against the Mariners, all of a sudden they win the second game of a doubleheader, a strange doubleheader in a sense, because it's a regular scheduled doubleheader, not a day-night or split or anything. And they haven't lost since. So Pomeranz gets in the rotation. They win that game. He wins tonight. Everybody in between. So it's a nice run for the Athletics, and they get 10 games over 500.
Indeed, Pomeranz 5 shutout innings. He gets the win. Otero, Abad, Savory with 4 shutout innings, and the A's get their 5th shutout of the year, and they get their 6th consecutive win. 11-0 is the final A's over the White Sox. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball here on Comcast Sportsnet California. Don't go away. A's post-game live is coming up right after the break.